Hello epic viewers from the multiverse, prepare to indulge in experiencing sheer bliss, because today another riveting Captain Stellar unboxing video is about to be brought to fruition. What item will I be unboxing? What item will I be opening? Without further delay, without further procrastination, allow me to elicit the box. What item is encompassed inside this bulky, hefty, tangible, nifty box? Let's find out. I'm going to demystify that answer to that inquiry right here, right now, so bear with me. It'll only take me billions of picoseconds to extract the item from the box and subsequently flaunt it from the camera for you to feast your glorious eyes on. Here we go, the unboxing process is about to commence. The unboxing process is officially underway. What item is obscured by the airbags and by the bubble wrap? Let's find out. We have the one and only, illustrious, revered, notorious, Cooler. Who is Cooler, you may ask? Well, allow me to demystify that answer to that inquiry right here, right now. Cooler is Frieza's sadistic, cunning, conniving, coercive, menacing, malicious brother. Is he a galactic ruler? I don't believe so. He's disparate from Frieza. As you can see, his design is disparate. He's more burly. He's a bit heftier than Frieza. He seems to be a bit taller. He dwarfs Frieza. And, his power level also trumps Frieza's power level. So, here's the box. I'm going to make the arbitrary assumption that he's new as opposed to used. Here are the other Dragon Ball Z action figures in the movie collection line. They don't come bundled with a piece of a Build-A-Figure. That would have been enticing if they did, but that's not the case. So we have a bio on the back for Cooler and Lord Slug. Actually, we have a synopsis of the Lord Slug and Cooler's Revenge movie on the back, so I apologize about the blunder earlier. If you're an avid, devout DBZ fan, then this figurine will eminently appease you. If you detest and disdain the Dragon Ball Z franchise, then this figurine may not tickle your fancy. He seems to be new. Let's open him. So, this is the Dragon Ball Z movie collection line, and figurines that comprise this line are derived from the Dragon Ball Z series or the Dragon Ball Z movies, and they stand roughly 9 to 10 inches tall, so they're quite bulky. You need a spacious shelf to house them. And this will come bundled with stands, so that's always beneficial. Here's a cardboard back. He's no longer mint on card. He's now going to be exposed to the elements, but that's okay. I mean, it shouldn't be too much of a salient issue. That sounded a bit incohesive, but let's move on. So we have these twist ties that I need to untangle. Once he's been unraveled, then I can flaunt him in front of the camera. I detest dealing with twist ties. Now, why did I unbox him, you may ask? Well, I felt inclined to do so because I want to relish displaying the figurines that I possess. He's quite robust and intricate. He has spikes protruding out of his back, as you can unequivocally see. unless you're blind. And in addition, you come in with a stand that he can be mounted on. He also comes with his corresponding tail, which he can wield as a weapon. The tail seems to be comprised of rubber. He can perform a tail whip attack when he engages in bouts against his adversaries. So this tail whip attack is devastating. Be vigilant, be wary, be alert, because if you're within Cooler's vicinity, deaths may ensue. So never engage Cooler in melee combat. Nor in long-range combat. If you engage him in long-range combat, then you may get decimated. Alrighty. There are ample twist ties that bind him to his packaging. He'll no longer be imprisoned in his plastic tray. He'll be liberated. He'll be set free. The tyranny of Cooler will ensue. After he is unbound from his twist ties. I didn't anticipate this to transpire, but if you buy an action figure new, this is what you can expect. That was a bit rough. I need to remove him gingerly from his packaging. This is more arduous than I initially anticipated. I don't want to just yank him out. I don't want to ravage this figurine in any aspect. If he's marred with dings, scratches, scuffs, or dents, then dismay will ensue. So here's Cooler. Let me showcase the tail real quick. Alrighty, so all I have to do is bind the tail. Once it's intact, then he'll be complete. So here he is, as an aggregate, as a cohesive, holistic figurine. What I mean by holistic is that all his appendages are intact. He's not marred with dings, nor dents, nor scuffs, nor scratches. I need to examine him closely. I'll utilize my glasses to augment my visual prowess. Fortunately, he has two-fisted hands, so he can trounce anyone in melee combat. He has ample points of articulation. The arms can be moved outwards and inwards. They could also be ascended and descended at your discretion. Some of his anatomy is comprised of rubber. These shoulder guards that are also part of his anatomy, that are stationed in the air, are comprised of rubber. The spikes protruding out of his back are also comprised of rubber. And His spikes on his head are also comprised of rubber, so his bone marrow is comprised of rubber. Yeah, so some of the bone marrow is comprised of rubber, and it's not too big of a deal. His abtones are eminently defined. He's quite muscular. His biceps are hefty. He doesn't seem to be hollow in any joints. So let's just go over his articulation real quick. He has a joint in each elbow. So the elbows are not double jointed, nor are the knees. He can't perform an ankle pivot, nor an ankle rocker. He cannot stretch his legs outwards nor inwards. However, they could be ascended and descended. He cannot swivel his thighs nor his calves. But he can, however, rotate his toes. He can rotate his feet to an extent. There's no hinge in his ankles, so the ankles cannot be hinged. The tail can't really be articulated. It's not very pliable, so I don't advise tampering with the tail too much. What else? He lacks a diaphragm joint, so he can't perform an ab crunch. The head is relegated to a ball joint, and as I said earlier, his spikes and bone marrow or anterior. I made a blunder. Let me revamp that. His exterior bone marrow is comprised of rubber. That's what I would constitute this as, exterior bone marrow and spikes, but that may be wrong. I don't know the anatomy of the figurine, but other than this sorry about that, I got distracted there. Other than these rubbery body parts, the rest of his body is likely comprised of PVC plastic. Now, this is not armor that's utilized to augment his defensive capabilities. These rubbery exterior body parts are supposed to be part of his anatomy, just like Frieza's, so at least that's what I presume. So none of these rubbery exterior outer coatings that adorn his body are removable. I'm just trying to think of a way to word it, but it's practically ineffable. The reason being is because I'm not well acclimated with delineating exterior body parts that overlap regular body parts. So I guess this biological torso covering is also his epidermis, so it's kind of uncanny and unusual and novel and unprecedented, but it is what it is. He's not donning any armor. He's not wielding anything to augment his defensive capabilities. Everything you see is supposed to be part of his innate default anatomy. So it is what it is, and I'm grateful that I have this figurine. My gratitude goes out to the sculptors. This figurine is an eminently high quality figurine for under $20. You can't go wrong buying him. He has 2 pegals embedded in the bottom of his feet. He has ample points of articulation. He has high quality shadings, high quality textures, high quality hues, high quality deco. He has a high quality sculpt. He has high quality aesthetics. His appearance emulates Cooler's appearance. He towers over nearly every other figurine. He's burly, he's bulky, he's hefty, he's muscular, and it's too bad that there's no 6-inch iteration of him, but he does scale well with a 9 or 10-inch action figure line. He seems to stand roughly 9 or 10 inches tall, so he's bound to tower over everyone within his proximity, but that's okay. Cooler's supposed to be a taller character. He's not supposed to be meek, nor timid, nor short in stature. So here he is once again. He's practically in pristine condition. He's practically unscathed. You really can't go wrong buying him. What I preferred if all of his anatomy was comprised of plastic instead of rubber. To be honest with you, my answer to that inquiry is no. Why, you may ask? Well, let me just address that real briefly. If this figurine were to fall, the impact of rubber rubber colliding into plastic wouldn't be as severe, in stark contrast to the impact of hard plastic colliding into plastic. I mean, that's what I would presume, but if these spikes were not comprised of rubber, then they would otherwise be sharp, so his anatomy is nonetheless intriguing. It's quite aesthetically appealing, and it appeases me, so I'm content, I'm gratified, I'm jubilant, I'm buoyant, I'm satisfied, and in retrospect, I would not have revoked my purchase and decision. So you can't go wrong purchasing a Cooler figurine, especially if you're eager to collect all the members of Frieza's family in action figure form. You can buy Frieza, King Cold, and Cooler at your discretion, so look no further than eBay. If you're considering purchasing him, you can procure him for under $40. I recollect paying under $30 to procure him. I would have preferred if I could have obtained him for under $20, but that wouldn't have been viable nor feasible because of the shipping costs. So for $30 total, he's a meritorious, worthwhile figurine. I also got him new, so he's not abysmal in any aspect. It doesn't really matter that he lacks the coveted finger joint articulation, since he has 2-fisted hands. What other dynamic pose would he prefer to place his hands in? So he looks like he's poised for battle, and I'm glad that he has over 10 points of articulation. So he's not an abysmal figurine by any means, and I hope that I can retain him for the rest of my life. I hope that he found this video to be intriguing and enthralling. Have a wonderful, marvelous day. Goodbye.